Lions TV, chatting chit. Millwall 1, Derby County 1. I've got to say I've actually delayed putting this one in because I was really disappointed and let down, I think, a little bit. It's weird, like, you know, the bottom of the league, I know it's the false bottom of the league. They probably would have been 4th or 5th bottom anyway if they didn't have the deduction, but they're a team that they've got high numbers on the back of the shirts. They've got Curtis Davis and Jagielka, centre halves, who absolutely bossed that today. I think they were, you know, experience counts, but they're not pacey and they're creaking. But it was a very disappointing result for me. I think, you know, if we win that game, we would have been 6th today. It's there for the taking, and I know that Ken says it a lot, and I know that Danny says it a lot. It is there for the taking. I think that was very relevant today. Like, you know, there's an opportunity there to really take everything by the short and curlies and really make a statement and put your market down. And I think first half was everything as bad as the Stoke first half. It was just no press at all. They didn't press us either, like, you know, and I think, as I said before, and I think my prediction, you know, you look at, I think teams that get joy against us when they sit back and ask us to actually break them down, and we can't, and we didn't. And I don't think there was much between the goals. Before their goal, there was no shots on target, both sides, but they had 60% of possession. This is a team that has no squad. Rooney's really, as I said, got them to a point where they can't. They don't want to look to be beaten. You know what I mean? They're not got rolled, but there's nothing that stands out there that makes you worried. And we had no press at all. We had no urgency. It was just flat. It was really flat. I always say it again, and it's like, well, how good is their goalkeeper? He didn't have to do anything. We had two shots before. We were looking at them just before our goal, and 0-0, and went, right, there you go. Just before they scored, they had 6 shots, none on target. We had 2 shots, none on target, 60% possession. That was 5 minutes before half time. That's not good enough at home. And it was just really disappointing. Look, again, we are where we are. We got no budget, blah blah blah, this, that, the other. Could anyone else do what Rowett's doing and getting us into 8th or 9th in the table on no budget? But I was coming away with my cousin. He said, like, you know, my older cousin, he's been coming here for 40 odd years. He went, the soul of the club is being dragged out of this. There's no atmosphere. You know, it used to come, it's loud and it's ferocious. It's very quiet. First half was horrendous. And I'll tell you what, we got lucky today, because up until that red card, we were looking like we're probably going to lose the game against the team bottom of the league. You know, we got 10 men and we really pushed it. We were right on top. But again, the goalkeeper made no saves. Everything is just wide, over, everything extra touch. I think you look at everything. I think Danny McNamara and Billy Mitchell get the home support. They get the old, you know, beer goggles, as I said. I think Billy Mitchell did alright today, buzzed around, but so many balls were just out of play. But then he made a few real exquisite balls as well. But Danny Mac, again, like, you know, no one not knocking them for it, but there were so many balls that went out of play with the guys open in space. I think, stop putting people. I just don't think it was good enough. You know, we won today, we would have been 6th in the table, and it's just so frustrating. And again, it's right there for the taking. Red card, and we stayed with 3 at the back for the whole game. There was an opportunity to really go for it. It brought Ojo on with 7 minutes left. No, there's questions here. Again, I back the guy. I wanted Rowett in when we first come in, but it is boring. If we're going to get in this playoffs, we're going to bore teams to death. And it's uninspiring. There's no imagination. It's really difficult to get excited about it. If we win, this is what I mean. Football's a fickle game. We win, we're flying. You know what? Just take the style over substance. But when the substance ain't working, you question the style, because right now that is flat. That's a team that's, as I said, not got a squad. They're going to sit there and try to make it hard. Maybe 1 or 2 players are going to try and do something and get something out of nothing. We had nothing that first half. Malone does get the goal, but it's just like, you know, we can't break teams down if they just sit back. And as soon as they went red card, my cousin turned over and went, well, that's 1-1. Then his boy, my actual cousin Jay, went, call that 1-1, would you? And I was like, well, you know what, your old man just said the same thing. We haven't got a clue of how to break the teams down. We never looked like we had teams under pressure. And then again, we missed a couple of sitters. I think Phoebe, take your chances. And that's the thing, like right now, where do we go from here? Mid-table? Are we happy with mid-table? And our budget? Probably. But we're demanding. We are demanding. We want more, don't we? Oh, we roll on to the next one.